Today we got a 2014, so anywhere from 14 to 18, we're gonna hook up a 4-channel amp and a subwoofer. So this is a kicker speaker right there. This is I ran a 4 set of RCA. It doesn't really need it, but he's got a Temu amp crossover and a kicker 800.1. So I ran the 9-wire conductor right there through here, underneath here, up there underneath the carpet, and go straight up right here. And I also use the grabber right there. So basically when I push this, it'll open up like that, and you can just pull it right out. So I got it through down there. There's a hole right there. And then what I've done, this is the non-Bose system, guys. So if it's a Bose system, it's on the left rear behind the seat right there for an amplifier. So then you don't really need a 4-channel amp. So we're gonna do a 4-channel amp and a subwoofer. So basically the crossover's got everything already, but I ran this anyway just for the heck of it. And I will run a kicker Kiss Lock 2. And this 9-wire conductor, reason it said 9-wire conductor, because it's got this blue wire. It's the remote, and the rest is 8 wire. So 8 plus 1 is 9. I'm gonna use only 2-channel for the subwoofer, because this one right here is the left front. So if you don't hook this thing up, you will hear no sound. You that ding 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 sound, the alert sound that you left the key open, doors open. You're gonna need this one right there, and then I'm gonna hook up this one right there for the rear. So basically you can hear. So hopefully they don't fade left rear, front rear, but this is left front and then this is left rear. So if you looking at it right here, well, I'm gonna talk about once I'm done with it, because this is not a 1-hour job type deal. It is a 2.5-hour job type. And these are all the speakers that I'm gonna have to run it to this 8-wire conductor. I'm gonna talk about that too. And the remote wire is gonna come from the Kiss Lock. And the power wire right there, you can see it's kind of pretty dark right there. We're gonna put a you can caulk it, or you can use the duct seal, and then we ran it over here. Underneath here, you just pry this piece out, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then run the wire right there. And we're gonna run it over here to the power. I don't have a splitter, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do power to the amp over there, and power, this is the power to that amp over there, and here is the power to the another amp over here. We're gonna do 2 amps. So basically I'm gonna run it to this right here, like output right here, it's gonna go right there, and then input, which is from the battery, will go here, and then I fuse it up because I don't have this the distribution block, so power distribution block. And I'm gonna run the jack from that over here. Well, let's get this done first. It's easier to kind of understand the concept of it. At this point I ran a 800.1 right there. I got 2 positive right here and 2 negative right there. I didn't cut the wire yet, but I didn't hook up the power yet either, so you know, so you're not gonna have to worry about that. And I cut it later. Let's say the speaker terminals over here, and then one of them over here. So, and then you just run this wire right here and cut it around here, and then you got enough wire to go the other side. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cut right now. It's much easier that way. So cut it right here. Do not cut if you got power. So once you do that, so now, like I said earlier about power, you got 1 power from the battery, go here, and then the 2 power right there go to that amp over here. And then the ground, I grounded over here, as you can see. Make sure this is good. And they had some, like this piece right there, that one right, that there's got a hole right there. I don't know what it is, but they made a hole like not a screw, but they yanked it out somehow. I don't know what it is, but I'm not gonna touch that if it's not me doing it. So I got wire, and I'm gonna plug it back in, put it back in here. I'm gonna zip tie it. I'm gonna run the RCA jack. And you see that blue remote wire right there, and I also use a ferrule right here. And I'm gonna mount it here somewhere, and I'm gonna tie it to this so it don't move. And then I'm gonna run the jacks to the input over here. You can see that red input right there. Actually, it's got one in and one out, so I literally can run it in here and then run another one out to that way. I can do that, but I don't have to, because I forgot that I have to run one of this Temu amp processor. Now, as I prepare to run the RCA jack over here, it's gonna be hitting better than what I'm having on. I should have used a 1.5 feet since it's right here. I'm gonna slide it out here and screw right there so it won't move. But anyway, the speaker, the 9-wire conductor with this Temu amp, it's crazy. You got positive, negative, and then you got a positive from the middle. Well, positive right here and negative right here, and then positive right here to negative right here. It's weird. So I got one, the white and the gray, to channel 1 and 2, and then green and purple, which is the rear speaker, go to channel 3 and 4. And then, as you can see, I used the power right there. I used the remote, output, input, you know, that 9-wire conductor. Got the blue remote. I'm gonna hook it up to here, and then I ran this to the input of this thing, and power and everything right there. See that? And then I'm gonna hook up the jack to, maybe I'm gonna do it for 7 and 8 and 5 and 6. And then subwoofer, I'm gonna do 1 and 2. In here, I ran it, the power coming through there, 4 gauge. I use a fuse holder. I will list it. It's a T-spec. You can buy any type. There's a 4 gauge and 8 gauge on this one, 0 gauge and 4 gauge. I'm sorry. And this is a 9/16. This is a 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter. You just have to be careful, because this power come from the battery, goes straight to here. So you basically have to hold it. Like I'm talking about, hold like this with 2 hands. Make sure it's not gonna rip and break that. And also, when you're done with it, I would zip tie it and hide it like this somehow, and zip tie it onto something like this. That way, it's not gonna drop and hit the catalytic converter. So I tied it like so, and you know, I had to get up all the way over here. It's best to have like a cloth or something on here, but make sure, you know, your clothes is not got like a belt damage their car, so I had to be careful with that. Have some fun with this. Let's talk about the wire. So basically, I got the white one, which is left front. I'm gonna wire it up to left front is white, so it's not gonna be the same color. So actually, you got white right there. White will go to blue, and then white black will go to brown blue, and then you got the gray, which is left rear. I mean right front. You got the positive side would be yellow right there, and then the which is gray, and then gray black will go to the one with the black, which is yellow black. Now you got the left rear. So left rear, you basically got green to green, and then green black to green black. That's nice, that's easy. But the right rear, you want to hook up the purple to the white. I'm sorry. Yeah, the purple to the white, and then the purple black, you will hook it up to blue black. That would be negative. And then this is Kiss Lock 2. You got to run a remote output right here. And then you got the front speaker, which is, you have to hook up that front or you're not going to hear that ding sound. So you got the same thing. So you got white, you're going to hook it up to blue. And then white black, you're going to have to hook it up to brown blue right there. And then I hooked up the other one. It's a rear. I used the gray one as the rear signal. So I got gray. I would hook it up to the green. And then gray black, I hook it up to the green black. I didn't want to, you know, this is a 2-channel output. It doesn't, I was thinking about 4-channel. I mean, get one with the 4-channel type LOC, line out converter. And I ran it like this, so it's good to have it like that. I think eventually this guy's going to end up buying the Android Apple CarPlay system like mine. I got the same truck, honestly. Now I'm just trying to hide it and put everything back.